an entire SS division has been lost at sea. Sailing on a badly damaged vessel, they were forced to make land at the first opportunity they had. But there is one big problem. The island that they landed on does not appear on any maps. And if that was not bad enough, in the distance we can hear the unmistakable war cries of an unknown enemy. And so these German World War II soldiers must now begin preparations for a fight against an enemy that they have never confronted before. And that mysterious enemy that has turned up is of course going to be the men of Sparta. But it is not just these guys. We've got more Spartans over here, a third cluster under the arch, and a fourth cluster on this side over here. But the Germans have had time to set up a defense, and they have decided to make their stand in this compound right here. Will this World War II SS division successfully hold off 4 groups of Spartan warriors and live to tell the tale? Alright, let's find out what these Spartans can do. Will they? Oh no, that is not a good start. Oh my god, these guys have been completely shredded right there. MG42s, the Panzers going in, we got the riflemen, but don't you worry, there are a lot more Spartans. As you can see, the Spartans are going to be breaching this side of the wall. The Pack 40s down, the riflemen are being cut to pieces down here, but it looks like the front entrance round here has managed to hold them off with all those MG42s, but the Spartans are now beginning to make their way around the side, and they've taken down a Panzer using only spears and swords. Did you ever think you were going to see it? Let's see if they can get to the snipers. Oh, the snipers have fallen down. The tank is also free, and it looks like the majority of the Spartans have actually been put down here. Let's see, can they take down these final few units? I think we're down to only 2 remaining Spartans, and what a way for those guys to go down. We've got 1 more Spartan, and he goes down quite literally in a ball of glory. And just like that, the Germans have defended their fort. But whilst that was a victory, look how much they have left. Remember, this is World War II Germany versus the ancient Spartan city-state. But just as the SS division thought the madness had come to an end, the scouts spot a new army approaching. That's right, the Crusaders have arrived to the battle. This cavalry charge is going to storm the German fort, whilst the king and his Templar knights with archers down the back storm the weaker side position over here. Will the Crusader army and the massive cavalry charge be enough to stop the SS division? Well, we're about to find out. Alright, in the ancient cavalry charge goes, and that looks like a Panzer Shrek and also a tank, followed by another Panzer Shrek and some artillery, and last but not least an MG42 and some riflemen. This cavalry charge possibly just had the worst deal I've ever seen in history. But let's see how the other side is doing. It looks like these Templar knights are actually doing incredibly well with their shields. So long as these guys aren't attacked by any explosive material, like for example this fella over here, then they might just stand a chance of actually making it in and killing these units. Because the shields do an incredibly good job at keeping these guys alive, because they basically deflect everything. And it looks like the archer fire actually going up over the top. We've set fire to one of these tanks and we've... Oh my god! It looks like the Templar King is going in. No, why have you got to do me like that? Why did you have to go and do that? You could have had such an epic moment. Alright, but let's take stock of what's going on up top. It looks like the snipers and also the tanks are still very much alive, although a lot of these units are also actually on fire. Can you imagine if these Crusader fire archers are going to be able to burn a tank to death? Oh no, the banner bearer goes down, and with that, the tanks are free. And hold on a second. No, it looks like they actually survived, even though it looks like they were burning to death. I'm sorry, hold on a second. How's this guy alive? How on earth is this guy alive, standing up and breathing right now? He is currently on fire and has taken an arrow directly through the head, and he doesn't seem to care. Also, big F in chat for the Crusader Knights, who basically got slaughtered before they'd even moved. Next up to take on the Germans is going to be the Napoleonic French army, led by the Emperor himself. We've got a musket line over here. We've got 2 cannons over here. We've also got a further 2 cannons over here. As you can see, this guy is eager to get the battle started. We've got some grenadiers over here. These guys are going to be charging the front lines alongside some mounted cavalry, whilst the cannons and musket line are going to try and batter their way through the front door. Will Napoleon take the first victory of the day? Alright, let's see what this opening volley from the French army can do. Is it going to be enough enough. Okay, in it goes. It's wiped out almost the entire front row, but they have left a Panzerschreck here and also a Panzerschreck over here, which is going to be a very big mistake. Now, over on the other side here, it looks like the cavalry is beginning to get engaged, and wow, okay, it looks like the MG42s have found the cavalry, and as you might expect, the cavalry from the French Napoleonic era against an MG42, well, let's just say it's not having a very good time. But even against those odds, it got in and they took down that Pack 40, and it looks like one of the knights has managed to make his way all the way in, and oh my god, I've never seen a horse and tabs fly quite like that. See you later, mate. It was a valiant effort, though, I will give him that. Over on the other side, it looks like the French Napoleonic soldiers are making their way up to the gate here. Can they take down this officer? Oh my god, that artillery fire was insane. They've taken down one of these tanks back here, but the question is, will these few Napoleonic soldiers be enough to take down these remaining German forces? They've taken down the final tank, and then they've just shot this guy straight through the chest, and down the Germans go. This SS division was just taken out, and the Napoleonic French army has won, and I think I know why. Big Head and his French army just took down a World War II German SS division. Look at that cheeky little fella, he knows what he's done. Next up to take the challenge is going to be a Roman faction. As per usual, we've got a bunch of formations of shields and swords, as well as a bunch of Roman archers with flame arrows. Behind them, we've of course got the Emperor and his Praetorian Guard, and we've also got some incredibly eager chariots. And what has happened to this guy here? He's not even in his harness. But as per usual, the same cannot be said for the special forces, also known as the Roman cavalry. If you're new to this channel and wondering why we call the guys special forces, well, here's your answer. As you can see, they're very special. Behind the special forces, we also have got 3 ballistas, but even though there are so many Roman units here, I really don't like their chances. The Romans like to cluster up in delicious little formations, and this might come as a surprise to you, but MG42s, Panzerschrecks, and also just normal Panzers feed on tasty little snacks like this. So let's find out if it's gonna be lunchtime for the Germans and the Romans. Oh, yes it is. It's feeding time, baby. There's only one more formation, and these guys any second now are about to go bye-bye, just like their comrades did. Let's watch and learn. This is why you don't clump up into one massive formation, because that's what happens. It looks like the Praetorians and the Emperor are now making their way in, and oh good lord, the Romans have been slaughtered. They've barely even taken out these guys down here. Now it looks like the ballistas might be the last hope for the Romans. These guys, and also this chariot over here. Why is Tabs like this? Why have you got to make horses? Why? Oh, thank God for that. I'm actually glad it's dead. Good lord, everyone's gonna be better as a result of that. And there we go. The last Roman soldier goes down. And I don't even want to ask the question, but how did you get up here? How did you do that? How is this even possible? Now, so far, the Germans have won 3 battles, and they've only lost 1. But that might be about to change at the hands of a British World War I artillery regiment. If you haven't already guessed, these guys are going to be gas shelling the Germans with an entire line of artillery. Behind them, with even more gas masks, we have got ourselves a bunch of trench raiders. These lads are gonna run through the gas and try to take down the surviving Germans. Now over here, we've also got the Aussie and the New Zealand contingent, and then the main bulk of the force is over here. This is the combined forces of Britain and Canada. These guys are gonna try and storm this flank over here, whilst the gas shelling continues on the main entrance. Will this World War I British faction take the second victory of the day, or is this SS division going to successfully defend once again? Alright, let's watch the gas shelling begin. In the gas goes, but actually I think the entire artillery regiment is dead, but don't worry, we've still got flamethrowers and the gas is down, so it looks like whoever is standing in the middle here, surely they're gonna die. All of them are dead. How did that even happen? It looks like the Aussies and the Kiwis are actually pushing up. Oh no, there's some artillery. That is not what you want to see. But it looks like the Brits and the Canadians are actually storming in here, and in pretty significant numbers. I mean, that tank did just completely delete those guys, and the Panzerschreck is not helping either. And in fact, actually, this went from looking really good for the Brits to really not very good in quite little time. If these guys can take down these snipers, there we go. good. They might have a shot. Nah, they don't have a shot. They really don't have a shot. Oh, no. Look at that. The Germans put up another successful defense, and that is now 4 victories. And for the 6th battle, every single medieval kingdom in Europe has united under one banner and against one common enemy. These armies joined together are surely a formidable opponent. But will it be enough to take down the German fortress? As per usual, there's only one way to find out. Alright, this is probably the biggest and most numerous opponent that the Germans have gone up against, and in the heavy knight goes. His horse is dead already, but the knight is rolling along inside. Can he do some damage before he gets put down? Oh no, all of those halberds were making their way in, all dead with 1 tank shell. But it looks like there's actually just so many medieval units here that the Germans just don't stand a chance. There are so many. Actually, I don't know. I still don't know. Even though there's so many. Oh my god, this knight is still going ham. Okay, sorry, I take that back. Okay, it looks like the Germans are about. Oh no, there's still a tank. So long as there's 1 tank remaining, that knight got. Oh, okay. Just forget I ever said anything, I guess. I mean, to be fair, they are against archers, so no, there's nobody left. We've got a couple of lads down here, but these are nothing special. And as this tank fades away, these last couple of units are about to get murdered by some crossbows. This one man on his own, can he do it? Definitely no. Oh no. And with that defeat, the Germans are on 4 victories and 2 losses, which is very respectable, if you ask me. If you enjoyed that totally accurate battle simulator video and you haven't already subscribed, then head down below, hit that shiny red button, and also don't forget to turn bell notifications on whilst you're down there so you don't miss my next tab's battle. Also, if you want this channel to grow, make sure you feed the algorithm by feeding it a delicious little comment and like down below, because it helps these videos grow big and strong. Also, I'm sorry for making you listen to that horrific analogy. But most importantly, thank you very much for watching. I will catch you again in the next totally accurate battle simulator video.